understanding that the lineup is very different from the last time you played these guys, obviously, is defending what they do. Is it about the effort? It's not the effort, the quality of effort, but how you perform as opposed to what you understand, and how you understand the game plan, technique, all that kind of thing. As opposed to, can you cover your guy?
Yeah. It is definitely important to this game is less game plan and more like play hard and play be in the right spots. And it's when Luka's playing, there's the Luka factor, and your whole game plan is geared to basically him and the havoc that it creates, whether it's Dwight Powell's rolls or the bump and closes with Bullock on the weak side or Dorian Finney-Smith's corner threes that he creates. So without Luka out there, it's more of like I wouldn't say bland, basic game plan, but it's very different because the same issues that you have with Luka, they still can creep in, but it's not the same focus that you have with figures in. So I'm not sure if that answers your question at all, but
yeah, it told me I was completely wrong. Luka out, it's not as much of a measure of learning from that experience.
Yeah, for sure. It's more about just us and doing what we're supposed to do. Similar to other games that we played, and less about great player defense is the hardest thing in the NBA, and game planning for great players sometimes, maybe to a fault, can kind of creep into your preparation and become like a big deal. So yeah, it'll be less of that.
It's not too late to get them to change their mind.
No, thank you. I'm good. Hello, Dallas people.
Any other questions in the room? We'll take one.
I was going to ask you, what changes for you guys when you faced the Mavs without Luka?
Yeah, we kind of just talked about that a lot because I was just saying that great player defense is like the hardest thing to prepare for in the NBA, and your game plan when you're playing against them is very tilted towards Luka and all the things that he can do as far as making other players better, like Dwight Powell and Dodo and Bullock and Jalen, all those guys. So yeah, today was more about the coverages and where you're supposed to be and kind of what they're looking for, and less about the greatness of one guy. And they're still a very, very good team, and they play well together, and their defense has come a long, long way. So yeah, it's definitely not going to be an easy game to prepare for. It hasn't been an easy game to prepare for, but without that great player defense as a part of it, it's different. I learned that he is supremely confident, and guys like that who are supremely confident as well as skilled have a way of taking that next step to superstardom. I learned that he's like a basketball savant. Like, he understands the game. Even at that age, he understood the game so well, and he picked things up so quickly to where if I was running the offense and if I was trying to go through the offense a couple times, after like 2 or 3 times, he'd be like, "Coach, we got it. And I'd be like, "No, well, you got it, but not everybody else has it." So, like, he's just that smart where he can pick things up so quickly. And he was definitely a joy to coach.
We'll take one on Zoom. Jackson Gatlin.
Hey, Stephen. post All-Star break, Christian and Alpi have the best two-man lineup net rating for the team. And earlier this season, you mentioned, at times maybe having some reservations about playing those guys together, and we're seeing that a bit more as of late. So I'm just curious, what are you seeing that's been so encouraging about the minutes where those two guys are sharing the floor together, and why we're seeing more of it now as the season's coming to an end?
Yeah, it's funny you say that, because I had a conversation with Christian about that today, and it's important for them to be able to play well together, and making sure that when we have two bigs on the floor that we're spaced correctly and we're functioning well on offense, and then rebounding and defending at the same level, at a better level when they're on the floor. I've been doing it in spurts. I've been playing them together for the last, 10 games or so, where Alpi's my first sub for JT, and then they play together for a little while. Then I'll take Seawood out. Then Alpi will be out there by himself, and then same thing in the second half. And yeah, they've played well together. Christian has proven that he can defend certain guys on the perimeter well, as long as he's not which is natural. Like, he shouldn't be guarding guys running off screens and running around and whatnot. But if he's in help, he can be a good helper. He can be a good low man. And then Alpi, if he can stay out of foul trouble with his technique, which is getting better and better as we see, can defend fives and can hold his ground and be physical and rebound the ball. So having both of those guys out there together on both ends of the floor, because Alpi's passing ability, his natural ability to help his teammates play better, makes it to where those guys can play well together.
I asked Alpi about that this morning. He said that their communication is much better.
Mm-hmm.
Is that something you guys have been pushing or talking a lot about? Do you find that to be the case?
Yeah, I do find that to be the case. I think there's a few things. There's the comfort level between the two. We had a 19-year-old rookie coming in from Turkey who didn't really speak English very well, and nobody really knew him. And then as the season goes along, you build bonds and your communication gets better, and more about each other, and the strengths and weaknesses of each other, and how you can help each other kind of go through those moments. But one of the things that we've been harping on all season as a team is the communication piece, and making sure that we're all speaking the same language on the floor. So as far as what our coverage is, what the next call is, so everybody's on the same page, and we're not saying under when we're supposed to be saying through, or we're not saying switch when we're supposed to be saying black, or whatever it is. So yeah, I see that. Not Turkish. Although we have learned the Turkish happy birthday song this season. We've heard it a few times. I don't know it yet, but Alpi sings whenever it's somebody's birthday. Alpi will sing happy birthday in Turkish. So today is? Yeah. Oh shoot. Okay, that's great. He's one of my favorites. Like him, my dad coached him when he was in Phoenix. So they were close back then, and then we've kind of stayed in touch for a while. But I didn't know it's his birthday. That's pretty cool. How old is he? 49? Man, he's only a year older than me. I always looked up to him. I guess and I look at him eye to eye.
Coach, to piggyback off of something you said earlier, does it also help that Alpi is that he sees the court so well for a big man?
Yeah, it does. It does. I mean, when he has the ball in his hands, his first look usually, unless he has an angle or something, is to who's open. And that helps everybody play well, especially Christian. So, yeah, his passing ability makes it good on the offensive end, because he can make plays for others, he can score, and him and Christian out there with Christian's shooting ability makes it to where there's less kind of guys kind of sitting in the paint. Like, you have to honor Christian on the perimeter.